You are now entering the box. Okay, we are here with one of the hardest working ladies I know, Executive Director of the Memorial Health Championship.
Presented by LRS. Ping pong, get her butt kicked by me one time. She brought her paddle back for a rematch, apparently. Yeah. Kate Peters. Hello.
What's going on?
Everything.
What do we got? Another championship coming up?
We do. We just started planning it a couple days ago. Yeah. The end of June, which the calendar turns what? Day after tomorrow to June. So
coming fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
What are the dates? We got to get the dates out there right away.
So tournament week starts June 26th and goes through July 2nd. Official rounds start the 29th.
Okay.
Thursday of tournament week and go through Sunday.
Let's just get these key parts out there for everybody right off the bat. Free tickets.
Visit Springfield came back this year and sponsored free tickets again. So grounds tickets, you just go to our website or you can just show up at the gate, but
Go to the website,
register for your tickets.
Down.
Yeah. It helps us tremendously if you order them in advance. Free tickets. We still have VIP hospitality passes available in our all-inclusive J&J VIP lounge. So,
yeah, I'll tell you what, for those that don't know about that, we did that last year, and that was great.
Yeah. I loved watching you and your team. We've partnered with you for a while now, but last year the team came out.
Yeah.
And if you're not involved in golf, you don't really know what it is.
Right.
And so
what goes on,
I loved watching them.
It was fun, man.
Yeah.
I love that you guys put that. I assume that's back in the same spot.
Right.
The VIP area right between 18 and 9.
Correct.
What a great spot.
Yeah, we're doing some little enhancements this year. We're going to shift some things around to make more room available up in that viewing area. So
nice.
You'll see some little tweaks on different things this year.
What all comes with the VIP?
Well, it depends what package you purchase, but on any given day you get access to what I think is the best view at Panther Creek Country Club because you can watch 9 and 18.
Yeah, I would agree.
Especially important on Thursday and Friday, but all inclusive food and beverage. We do lunch in there every day and afternoon snacks and adult beverages, which people really seem to enjoy. You come out, you leave your wallet at home and you have a great time and
you get to be in the shade with a beautiful view.
That's right.
I loved it. That was awesome.
Yeah, you park at Landmark Ford and ride a free shuttle over,
which was very efficient. Like I was like, how long is this going to take? What are we doing here? And it was just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. It was pretty quick. I was surprised because we just missed one last year.
That's always a frustration when you roll up and you see it going away. But yeah, I mean, we've worked on it over the last couple of years to kind of tweak it, and I would say, we have one of the shortest shuttle rides on any tour.
Yeah.
And off-site parking is the norm across PGA Tour events,
Yeah, I mean, they don't plan for hundreds of people at a golf course all the time, so I guess I could understand that. I never really thought about that, though.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I know from you guys, but I never thought about it with other events.
There are some tournaments that I've been to on the PGA Tour where your shuttle ride alone is 30 to 40 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So we're really grateful to our friends at Landmark who make that space available.
Shout out Landmark Automotive.
That's right. That's right. We have a fantastic partnership with the Grant family, and Landmark Cadillac is our official vehicle. So, yeah.
Do they give you one to drive around?
I'm sure they would if I asked.
Come on, guys. I need to be rolling in style. A pink one.
I'm not quite that demographic yet, That's probably not a fair.
No, I would drive assessment. A Cadillac all day.
Yeah.
I like Cadillacs.
They have I don't know what color I would call it, like a teal green.
You ever seen the Mary Kay one? Match your shirt perfectly.
Well, pink is my signature color.
So what do we got this year, though? Anything new?
Yeah,
Just little tweaks here and there?
Little tweaks here and there. We moved up a couple weeks in the schedule, so we're actually that last full week of June, which is the, heading into the 4th of July holiday. So, we start the week off right out of the gate with a Pro-Am, the Blue Cross Blue Shield Ladies Pro-Am. We're one of the few tournaments on the Korn Ferry Tour that run a Pro-Am solely for women. We did it last year.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did. And we brought it back this year, and we still have 3 teams available in that. Oh. So it's a great opportunity. It's a fun day, fun morning.
Let's get our wigs out, Ryan. We got to fill those spots.
Yeah. You have a team of ladies here. You should put them in the ladies Pro-Am. So we start there, and then Monday night we're doing our partner social out at Motorheads again. That was it.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun last year.
That was a good time.
Yeah. Tuesday we've got our game day event, which is our junior event presented by SEFQ. That goes out in the afternoon. The interesting thing about that this year is that we launched it. 2 days later it was full. Which is the first time it's ever happened like that. We have a waiting list for that right now. So we're trying to open up more spots. So yeah.
And what goes on in that?
So the kids come and they walk inside the ropes with a group of, last year I want to say it ended up being 5 players in their practice round. So they're walking the back 9 of a practice round with Korn Ferry Tour professionals. And those professionals vary from week to week. But for example, last year we had Tom Whitney, who's a dad, and you could tell dads interact differently. Right. So he carries a fishing pole in his golf bag and was not only
That's hilarious.
talking to them about golf and life and things like that, but teaching them how to fish and letting them carry his bag, which, depending on the age and size of the child, it tends to knock them over backwards. Yeah. So it's a lot. It's,
That's cool.
It's a very neat event. So they walk at the end, they come up and they have a little Q&A with them for, half hour, 45 minutes. And
that's great.
This year we're bringing in Kona Ice for the kids to have a little treat afterwards.
The little truck or whatever.
Yeah.
We had that at the parking lot party at Simply a few years back.
Yeah. So it seems to be really popular. So we're bringing that out for them and they love it. Like I said, it filled up in 2 days. So
well, that's good.
And then, of course, Thursday starts tournament rounds, and everything kind of happens all at once. We've got little ancillary events for different sponsors and things like that. And then Saturday, one of the things that we're doing that's new and different is Family Fun Day. SIU School of Medicine is making that possible. So we're going to have some fun kids activities taking place that day. And we did that because we want families to come out. So we've taken the first step on the free tickets and then Family Fun Day with kids activities. So really you can come out, ride a free shuttle, park for free tickets, come have fun with us. We've got some different things lined up for them. And then also there's this little golf tournament going on in the background that you can interact with. So yeah, just little things like that. This was a year that we decided that we would maybe not add as much, but tweak what we've done. Yeah. Right?
Well, you've added a lot over the last, few years or whatever. Right. And it kind of gets to a point where you just do more tweaking, I think.
Right.
But it was awesome last year, man. It was so fun. That's cool. You guys are doing the kids events, though. That's nice.
Yeah, we want families with kids to come out. There are a lot of things to do in Springfield and Central Illinois when you have kids that are affordable. So
yeah, it's nice to my son started playing soccer and we had to get up on a Saturday morning and go out. But we got out there. I was like, it's kind of nice to have a reason to have to get up and get out.
Well, if you need a reason to get up out of bed on a Saturday, we got all kinds of fun stuff you could do. That's
cool. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to hopefully that. I think we're here that weekend, so we'll have to work that out. Bring the kids out there. I would like my kids to play golf.
You should,
you
especially
play forever,
your daughters.
Man.
There's a lot of college money available for girls that many times goes unused,
I think my daughter's seeming like she's probably going to be more into sports than my son. But maybe just because she's watching him do stuff, so she's like wants to get out there and get into it. But And then so on Saturday, Sunday are the main two big days, though.
Well, I mean, so how it works in professional golf on the Korn Ferry Tour, you have a full field on Thursday and Friday, which is 156 players. And then after Friday's round, you cut. The field is cut to low 65 in ties. So we have a tendency of having a very large cut, which means more players make it to the weekend. So it's typically anywhere between 75 and 80 players that are playing on the weekend. Those are the players who are actually going to make money. So imagine if you were one of the 156 who didn't, right?
Right.
So anyway, yeah, Saturday is moving day. Sunday is championship Sunday, and we will have a champion on Sunday. And odds are, our winner will go on and compete on the PGA Tour the following year.
Yeah, so for the people that don't know exactly, what is the Korn Ferry Tour? Like, how's that work?
So this year, the top 30 players at the end of the season will earn their PGA Tour card for the following year. So we have a track record of our champions going on and getting their PGA Tour card. I was just watching the Charles Schwab Challenge over the weekend on the PGA Tour, and our 2017 winner was in a playoff to win. That's the second time this season he's been in a playoff. And I think I'm going to stop watching because every time I get excited about it, I jinx him. But Adam is doing really well on the PGA Tour.
That's how I am about teams that I want to win something. I'm like, all right, I can't watch it.
As soon as I post about it or text someone about it, it seems like, something bad happens. So, but yeah, they're succeeding. They're coming through places like Springfield, earning their PGA Tour card and doing really, really well really early. So from our time working together that we really follow closely the Masters field. And this year, which was in April, over half of the players in the Masters field came up through the Korn Ferry Tour, right? Yeah. But of that number, so 25% of the players in the Masters had played in Springfield at some time or another. And we've only been here, this is our 8th year.
Good statistic drop.
I know. I worked really hard to memorize that before I got here.
No, that's awesome, though. Well, I mean, it goes right along with the whole slogan, see tomorrow's stars today.
Right. And I'm really passionate about what we've done here. Like I said, this is our 8th year. And we started back in 2016, and we've grown every year. And certainly with the addition of LRS and then Memorial, that has put us on a pretty big growth trajectory. And, Springfield, Illinois is the smallest market on the Korn Ferry Tour. And how those are ranked is by market size determined by the number of businesses within a 50-mile radius with 5 million or more in sales with 50 plus employees. And so when those are ranked 1 through 26, little old Springfield is right down there, number 26.
Yeah.
But we have grown significantly and we continue to grow every year. So
how come they rank it like that? What do you think?
The tour ranks it. So they put us in, this is way inside baseball. This is probably more than you really want to know. But
okay.
But I'm happy to share. No, I'm happy to share. So we're putting.
I'm just curious. I'm always interested in weird stuff like that.
All tournaments are put into peer groups. So there's 3 peer groups. Peer group 1 are large market events. So to give you a comparison, Eventive Sports, which is the company I work for, we also run a Peer 1 tournament in Kansas City, the Advent Health Championship. That's our event as well. That's in Peer Group 1. Peer Group 2 are mid-size. Peer Group 3 are small market events. And that's where Springfield is. And it doesn't mean we're any less important. It's, if we were comparing ourselves sales-wise or attendance-wise to a Peer 1 event,
gotcha.
It's not a fair comparison, right? But we're in Peer Group 3, so that puts us with markets like Savannah, Evansville, Indiana, which is the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. So there's 5 or 6 of us. Springfield, Missouri is in there, Wichita. So those are the Peer Group 3s, and that's who we should be benchmarking with. Yeah. Right? We shouldn't be benchmarking with Kansas City or Omaha, Nebraska or Chicago, right?
Yeah. How many Corn Ferry events are there?
There are 26.
Wow.
And the tour has said they won't go over 26. So when I first started with this tour, not very many had title sponsors, and now they all do. And we're one of the few that have a title and a presenting sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I mean, to talk about, the right businesses to be partnered with in Springfield, that's perfect.
Right.
Well, how did you get involved with event? What's the parent company name? Just so people understand.
Eventive Sports Properties. So
you technically work for them, and
right.
then they have a bunch of the championships that they basically run.
We have 5 professional golf tournaments that we own and operate. 2 on the Corn Ferry Tour, 2 on PGA Tour Champions, one of which is taking place this week in Des Moines, Iowa. The Principal Charity Classic,
Nice.
and 1 on the PGA Tour. We have some involvement in other tournaments from an operations side, meaning we don't necessarily own and operate it, but we come in and support operationally. So we're not just golf. We have a motorsports division.
Oh, wow.
We have a catering company. The World Games that took place in Birmingham, Alabama, that was us behind the scenes.
Cool.
USFL, also a big part of that. So, if it takes logistics and people and event management, that's us.
Yeah.
Across the country and other countries. Our PGA Tour event is in Bermuda. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Still waiting for you to take me somewhere.
You are welcome to come. You are welcome to come.
But how'd you get involved with the company? Like when did you get involved in
with this tournament, with this iteration of golf? So my involvement in golf, I've probably been involved, it's been over 20 years because I used to also be the executive director of the LPGA State Farm Classic that was here. That tournament was on the LPGA schedule for 36 years. Clearly, I'm only 37, so I wasn't involved all of those years. But, I was 13, I think, with the LPGA, 13, 14. And then, I've been involved since 2017. So
Wow.
I was not involved with this tournament its initial year because when we started, this tournament was really just intended to fill an empty week that the Corn Ferry Tour had on the schedule. So I think the thought process was, look, we got to run an event. We know Springfield has had an LPGA event at Panther Creek. And at the time they worked out a deal and then, there's a little something here. Right. And I got a phone call and asked if I would, consider coming back into golf. And I said, oh, heck no. Actually, I used another sentence enhancer, but when I looked at it and, I had helped the young man that our company brought in, certainly introduced him to some people who had experience.
Year.
Yeah, just, we had an established volunteer corps of 1,200 people back then. And so that's what it really takes is
Wow.
the people to do it. And so I'd helped, and then they reached out and I looked at who they had involved and more importantly, who they didn't. And you and I kind of talked about this. You got to love it because we do grind like, from now until mid-July, my local team and I, we will not.
And there's not a ton of you.
No, there's 3 of us here. There's 3 of us here, but we have Eventive Sports. We have a marketing team. We have other people in the golf division that come in and support us. And so it's more than just the 3 of us.
Yeah,
but driving it here locally, there's 3 of us and we, it's a lot of time, but we must love it or we'd be crazy to do it, and we're just coming off, I mentioned that we had the Advent Health Championship in Kansas City. Both Bryce and I helped with that. I oversee our Corn Ferry business for Eventive Sports, and so was there for the week, but Bryce was there for a couple, 3 weeks. So,
wow.
Yeah.
All right before get craziness here.
Yeah.
Still fitting it in.
That was a long answer to your question about how I got involved, but
that's good.
I'm just really passionate about our community, and it's more than golf.
Have you played golf from a young age? Like,
no.
But what about golf? Like when you got involved with it, like what was it that you liked about it so much?
What do I love about it?
I mean, at a young age, what was it? Was it just like, hey, I'm just going to go help? Like, I remember I caddied for my golf team at one of the State Farm things. Like, I played golf in high school, and we had to go caddy to, I don't know if
you made some money.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So how did I get involved back then? Okay, fun fact, I don't play golf. I have all the stuff. I have played. I would not call myself a golfer. I'm not in a league. I would rather watch other people do well than go out and spend 4 hours doing abysmally, which I would. But the reason that I got involved, quite frankly, is back in the day, I worked for a radio station group here, Midwest Family Broadcasting. And at the time, I worked for Tom Kushak, and we had sports shows. And so, like, we had one in Springfield and we had one in Decatur, and I loved it. Like, I had a radio and I felt super, important, like radioing things.
Like you do right now.
Just loved it. Yes, with these headphones on. But that's what started my love of events.
Okay.
And also introduced me to the group that was running the LPGA tournament. And so I kind of got involved with that one, started in operations, worked my way up, ended up as the executive director, and here I am.
Nice.
I love it. I love the constant spinning plates in the air, and I love tournament week because we build a city is kind of how I explain it. Really, people say, you mean you work full-time year-round on it? Yes, it takes a lot. We're building a city if you think about it. Multiple restaurants, planning on the course, our build out, services for the players and caddies, which has grown exponentially with our partnership with Memorial.
Yeah, it's crazy to put all that together, man. Plan it out, make sure it gets built. And I mean, I think of like, I've been to a lot of music festivals, and I always think about that when I'm there. I'm like, I can't imagine organizing this.
Porta potties and restroom trailers.
I was stressed out just organizing our grand opening last year. Like 2 porta potties and a couple bands. A little bit of food.
Well, you could have contracted with Eventive Sports to run that, We would have done that for you for a small fee.
That sounds like once I'm in your demographic of ratings that we might think about that or whatever. We got phase 2 this place. No, it's events are cool though. I like events.
Well, and I think
I love, like, it's stressful to host one, but like it's cool to like put an experience together for somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you're kind of taking someone through something when they come there and trying to figure out what you're going to leave them with and the feelings they're going to experience while they're there. And I just think that's cool anytime somebody gives you their time to watch something you've helped put together or whatever, it's like, just, I don't know, it's a neat feeling.
It's very fulfilling. And to see everybody come together for that 1 week and everybody takes their little piece, it takes 400-ish volunteers to put it together. And we have a large number of Panther Creek members who come out and volunteer their time. And, Country Financial sponsors that program for us. And that's another thing that we're working on this year is just improving that experience. Because candidly, we could not do this without volunteers. Yeah. But to see what we're able to generate in 1 week. Not only are we doing this golf tournament, we have a winner at the end who's likely going to be playing on the PGA Tour next year, but we've also generated over $5 million in economic impact for this community. We've also generated significant dollars for charity and made a lot of people happy. And, it's a quality of life thing, right?
Yeah. It's awesome just having something unique like that in Springfield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of towns that are our size don't have anything close to that. So it's cool just having those things to do. Are you from Springfield?
I'm from Decatur. Same.
Central Illinois.
Yeah.
Works.
Yeah.
Where do you want to see this go?
Oh, wow. That's deep.
Where where's the? I know that you talked about getting it televised.
Yep.
Is that the next big goal for it?
Memorial has made no secret that by 2025 they want us to be televised. So, how it works with the PGA Tour and with a title and presenting, we have contracts that go through a certain date. And so we're contracted with all of our big partners, the PGA Tour, Memorial, LRS, Panther Creek, through 2025. And we all work really well together. And the next step would be television. Mm-hmm. That carries with it a very big price tag. And so we have some benchmarks that we've established for sponsorships each year, percentage growth and attendance growth and economic impact growth. And hopefully by 2025, we are positioned to take this thing to TV and extend the contract past 25, all of the contracts. So
that'd be pretty cool.
It would be, where do I want to see this tournament? I want to see us generating significant dollars to charity because, that's what golf is all about. Really, golf as a sport as a whole generates more for charity than any of the other major sports combined.
Really? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what kind of charges my batteries, to be honest. Coming back into Springfield from Kansas City, and I went on the charity visits there to the B.E. Smith Family Center and saw the impact that it's having, and it has here too. Our primary charitable partner are the 5 foundations of Memorial Health, and so if you think about it, it's like this big cycle, right? So we get sponsorship and run a tournament and create this economic impact, and then at the end of the day, proceeds go to the 5 foundations of Memorial Health, which go to build stronger communities. And this year, those dollars are really earmarked for colleague grants for like continuing education. And when I say the 5 foundations, it's not just Springfield. There's also Decatur, Jacksonville, Taylorville, Lincoln. And so this tournament has legs and is growing. Mm-hmm. And so, we have great involvement in Springfield, and now we need to kind of expand and start growing sponsors and attendees, which we have. Attendees we certainly do, but it's more than Springfield. It's more than golf. There's
Central Illinois.
Yeah.
I mean, people coming from all over
right.
Central Illinois, I would think, would be the main people here.
Yeah, we do. We have, I did not study all of my other stats, but I know last year we had volunteers coming in from 6 different states.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty impressive. People to come in and volunteer their time. Because once you're involved, I've always say this, like once you come out, like I don't think it really clicked for you or some members of your team until you came out last year and enjoyed it as a spectator, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, it was nice to take the day and do that and, get some drinks and some food and just relax for the day. And it was a lot of fun.
A lot of business is done on the golf course. And so, I just want businesses that from all over to consider this tournament as a way to grow their business. So it's more than just slapping a logo up out there, right? Mm-hmm. We have packages that have branding, that have access to the J&J, and there's no other way that you can go out right in your own backyard and support the community, support charity, and build your business.
Yeah.
Than at the tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
so what package can I put together? No, I'm kidding.
even in that VIP tent, I mean, there's a lot of business owners, a lot of good people to chat with. I remember I had some great conversations with existing clients, potential clients, all kinds of stuff. So even that alone, I'll getting to enjoy the day. That's one of the things, man, is just like a different thing to be outside for. Like even if you don't like golf.
Oh, I love it when people say, I don't like golf. I don't watch golf. Those are the people I like to have come out as our guest and just experience it, because it's like the mafia. Once you're in, and you start loving it.
And there's something about like being that close to like players that are, especially, you know, like you said, usually they go on to the PGA, and
right.
it's like, it's just different. It's kind of, I mean, any sporting event, honestly, like when you're that close to players, it's just, it's kind of surreal.
You know, one of the big names right now on the PGA Tour is Scotty Scheffler, and he was playing on the Korn Ferry Tour as recently as 2019, right? And when you come to a Korn Ferry Tour event, you are this far from them, and they're, you know, you're building relationships with them. A lot of our players stay with local families, and they build lifelong friendships. So they stay in touch. They invite our local people out as guests at other events, and it's like cool. A family. Yeah.
That's neat. How about, I'm not going to bring up what they are because I don't know if you ever made any final decisions. How about the giveaways? Was there final decisions on how you could win these giveaways, or is that a TBD situation?
That's a TBD, but I love the teas. I love the teas. Yeah, we need to figure that out because they are super cool and definitely something people would have interest in.
Yeah. Didn't know if there was a final decision on that or not.
No, there hasn't, but that is something that we need to finalize.
Okay. TBD. Check in.
Tune back to our website soon.
Facebook Memorial Health Championship presented by LRS.
That's right. That's right.
How do you think, so I know I asked you if you watched it, but how do you think this whole special that Netflix had on golf will impact, or maybe you've seen it impacting golf already? What was it called?
Full Swing.
You know what I'm talking about, Full Swing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I watched it. I mean, personally, and I won't say who they are, but you always have impressions of players, whether you've had an interaction with them or watched them on a telecast or whatever. But there was one particular player who, you know, I always had kind of a negative, a less than positive impression of, and it validated that. And there was a player that I had a less than positive impression of, and that documentary totally changed my mind about him.
Saw some.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a significant increase in interest in the tour right now for obvious reasons.
Because you watch like, you know, there's obviously watching golf, like, you know, the tournaments online, but some people like, how do I put it? I guess like, you know, there's people out there that need a little bit of drama to add to that, to have a little bit of the backstory that then like gets them hooked into something, you know what I mean? So even like my wife, like she doesn't sit and watch golf with me, but she was watching that Full Swing and was like, oh, I mean,
this is kind of
there's
interesting.
A little bit of drama, and then you get to see them play. It's like, oh, they won $8 million. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
So I was just curious if you had seen, if like in any of your, you know, tournaments that have already happened or anything, if it seemed like that there's been increase or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, across the board, interest in professional golf is at a high, right? I mean, I'll just say it: the PGA Tour and the Live Golf thing, Break Off Tour. You know, you've probably read about that. I think that has created, like you said, some drama, and people who may not have been tuning in are now tuning in to see it. But
see what's going on.
You know, the neat thing about the Full Swing, and I always have to bring it back to Springfield, but you watch them behind the scenes and the grind that they go through to get ready. Yeah. And so one of the ways that we help with that here at the Korn Ferry Tour level, and we started, is, you know, the services that we're able to provide to players and caddies. You know, you watched them working out, and so we have workout facilities available to them. We have trainers available. We have chiropractic care. These are things that most people don't know are going on behind the scenes. And the biggest share of those are being driven by Memorial, providing care to them. Physicals. I mean, think about the grind of being on the road 26 weeks out of the year. So let's do it. Think about it this way. So Springfield is the 7th event in in a 7-week stretch of tournaments that are back to back to back.
Oh, wow.
And so by the time they get to Springfield, we're going to have podiatrists available to them. We're going to have derm screenings for them.
That's
we have
awesome.
all of these things. These are the sorts of things that we are able to do to make Springfield special to them so that they want to come here.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the business of caring for people. I have just appointed myself an employee of Memorial Health. But anyway, it's all about caring for people. It's the Midwestern, that's how we are here, right? And that's what makes us special. So we are embracing that. And it's resonating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's interesting too, because again, you talk about all the stuff you have to figure out with your job and things what's getting set up, and seeing a lot of that behind the scenes stuff in that whole documentary was neat too. Like you said, the gym and the chiropractic, all that different stuff.
Yeah, they don't just show up to play. Like there's so much more.
The other thing that was neat is I think a lot of people think of golf as like a relaxing sport, or like something, that you go out and enjoy on the weekends or whatever. But when you in that documentary, you really see it's a grind.
Right.
Like they are grinding to make the cut, to then the pressure of, what I mean? It's just cool to have that behind the scenes and hear them talk about it and stuff. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. If they don't make the cut, they're not making a paycheck. Mm-hmm. And so
the stress of that.
Right, especially, having you have a young family. Imagine that. Well,
and it's all on you. There's no my team carried me through this game.
Yeah. Fortunately, many of them have sponsors.
Right.
And I'm always interested. I have close friendships with a handful of players, and close enough that I can ask, how are you buying groceries? Help me understand this. Why are you doing this?
Sponsorships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but imagine the mental
At some point they
strain.
want you to perform though.
Right. Imagine the strain. So that's another service we provide, behavioral health, counseling services, get your head right.
Yeah.
If your mind is right, everything else falls into place.
It's kind of weird. I never thought about it until now, but it's even in our business, our clients expect us to perform.
Yes,
in a way,
do.
you know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. I never really thought about that. It's almost like they're sponsors of us, and we have to perform for them in a way. It's kind of interesting way to think about it. I never thought about it like that, but when you just said that. But yeah, no, it was cool. I was just say it again, but the getting the behind the scenes, I think makes it get that much more attached to the actual sport.
Right.
So that's
agreed.
That's cool.
Agreed.
I know it did for me, and I already like golf. I don't unfortunately have the time to play it every single week, but I just enjoy playing it. My grandparents, when I would visit them in Maine, they put me in golf lessons. Mm-hmm. So I got not to say I'm any good at golf, but I got some lessons, so I kind of learned the gist of playing. And then I'd go out with my grandpa, who was in his 70s, and this man is just parring everything. I'm like, how is he playing so good? He's not even hitting it far. He doesn't hit it far at all. It's just straight as an arrow. Straight as an arrow. Putt. You know what I mean? It was always just, on greens in regulation and 2-putt every single time. It was crazy. And he was so old.
Drive for show, putt for dough. So it tells you the importance of a short game.
Yeah. And my grandma was the same way. And it's just cool, something like that you could play for so long.
Yeah.
In your old age.
Well, when you get to 50.
On the basketball court at 70, you don't see many people on the basketball court.
Right.
Boxing each other out.
Well, when you get to 50, you could play on PGA Tour Champions. So you got time to get your game right. Because you got a ways to go till you get to 50, right?
I better get
after it.
Practice going. Set a new goal here.
Yeah.
No, it was fun. I loved playing in high school, man. We got to play every day after school. I didn't really take it seriously. It was more just going with my friends to go play every day, but it's free for the most part, It's a great time.
My parents both played. I remember growing up, our front yard was the size of a football field, just about. My dad used to mark it off for my brother and his friends to play football. But anyway, we would we would stand back towards the house and hit balls toward the G's house. They probably hated us now that I think about it. But I never really played, And then when I got into the industry, it's really hard for me to go to a golf course and just devote that kind of time. And I should, though. I should.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that it's hard. Like, it's like when I go on vacation. It's hard for me to, like,
Shut
my
off.
wife gets mad. She's like, can we just lay by the pool today? And I'm like, well, you don't want to do something? You don't want to go ride some four-wheelers around or go surfing or do this or that? It's like, I don't know. I tend to be like a go. So it's time.
I think you and I are similar in that regard, Yeah. Like, I would love to go to a tournament and just enjoy the competition.
Yeah.
But I can't. Like, I want to go and volunteer, like, and learn something that I can bring back to this tournament and implement here.
Do you do that at tournaments ever? Like ones that you're not involved in?
I do. Yeah. So the Korn Ferry Tour Championship, which is in Evansville, it's the season ending event. Last year, my counterpart there, Patrick Nickel, kept saying, come enjoy the tournament. I'm like, yeah, no, like, I will come, but I want to work. Make me a volunteer. And so he did. And I ran their, I forget what it's called, but it's like their high-end hospitality. It was a new product they had. And he needed someone that he could rely on to implement it well and understand dealing with larger level sponsors and the experience they expect. So I went over and I was a volunteer for a week and I had a blast.
Nice. Yeah, I get to see how somebody else is doing it, if there's any like things you could perfect or change.
Yeah. We certainly bring back ideas all the time from places we travel to.
I've thought about that here. I'm like, it's kind of a weird situation because I've never worked at like a marketing company. Like, I have no idea how some places do it or handle their flow or how they charge or whatever. You know what I mean? Obviously, I've researched a little bit online and just taught myself or listened to videos, people talking or whatever. But I was with, this was years ago, I was with Jeff Isringhausen one time. We were driving up to Chicago. We were just talking about it, and, his dad and his uncle started Isringhausen, and he was like, he's like, maybe that's one of the reasons you're successful because you've never worked in the industry before. So you're doing things your own way.
Out of the box.
Yeah, you're just doing things your own way, and maybe you found a way that works for you that you're not like tainted by the way other people do stuff. And he compared it to his uncle and dad. He's like, they had never been in the car industry before, never sold cars, never anything. They just got into it. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of an interesting way to look at it.
Well, I've never told you this, but I admire your ability and willingness to take a leap of faith. You're an entrepreneur, right? I know I'm going to put words in your mouth. We've never really talked about it, but this was a risk, right? And look at it. It's awesome. I am so like we've all been through all of the testing and what color are you and what's your dominant trait. Well, everything that I've ever done, and I've gone through leadership training or testing with Korn Ferry, the company, and I'm very risk averse. And so, it's been a real challenge for me in a good way, because the person I work with most closely at Memorial is their chief transformation officer. So her job there is to go from current state to future state, and thinks a lot of the ways that you do. Like, why not? Let's try this. Let's do that. And I'm the person back there saying, I want to do it. Yeah. I'm nervous to do it. Like, I only want to do it if it's going to be a success. But I gotta learn to be more like you.
Yeah. And I mean, I appreciate that. And I definitely am to an extent. But at the same time, like, I definitely very carefully grew the business. I did take a risk getting started and getting things going. But it was, man, like, if I would have taken a little bit more risk, I could have probably grown things like much faster. because the opportunity was there.
But
and
if you'd grown faster, would you have...
I don't know. It could have been negative or positive. Yeah. You know what I mean? But there was definitely some risks that I feel like maybe I should have taken that I didn't early on. But I try to find this balance of like, you know, this is my livelihood. Mm-hmm. How much do I want to risk? And then now with having, you know, soon to be 10 other people working here, I got to keep them in mind too. You know what I mean? How much risk are we taking? Because we got to keep this going, but we also have everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's, you know, where I think some of that was really good for me, which at the time I didn't realize it, was growing up. I hate to call him negative, but I don't want to say negative, but my dad would always, like, if I went and talked to him about something I wanted to do, he would always start talking about like things that reasons you might fail. And I don't think he was trying to be negative. I think he was just trying to prepare me for those. But at the time, I took it as negative early on. And then eventually, over time, I just knew, like, all right, I have this idea. I'm going to go talk to him. He's going to tell me all the negative stuff that could happen. And then I'm going to know how to plan for that stuff. That's like I always say to my wife, I'm like, plan for the worst, hope for the best.
Right.
And if you got a plan for when that bad thing happens, then you're ready to go or pivot or whatever. But he would always, like, yeah, whatever it was, he's like, well, what about this? What if this happens? Oh, I don't know if you could do that. I think part of that with him was he was a very smart guy, and he just had a rough career, man. He took a lot of L's. A lot of companies really screwed him over, and I think over time it just really beat him down, you know what I mean? But
what you're saying there is making me, like, in my head, I'm thinking, I think I've done that to my children. Certainly,
it's
like,
a balance, man. It's tough,
you know.
And I worry about that with my kids, you know.
Yeah, you want them to spread their wings and go, but, like, make sure there's a net there. You know?
And I think what he could have done that probably would have been a little better is the positives and the negatives. You know what I mean? And frame the way he said it a little better. Like,
good, bad,
I knew what
sandwich.
He was doing. Like, you know, I knew what he was doing and why he was saying it, because he's worried for me and worried about what he's been through in his life. But I didn't appreciate that until, like, you know, later on.
Now that you have your own kids, and have you had that epiphany? I've turned into my dad. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I just try to think. I mean, they're not there yet to where it's like, you know, but I think about, like, how to balance that and how to frame my wording with stuff like that. Definitely a lot more. But it's tough. You know, freaking kids, man.
Well, I'm on the other side of that.
I know. I'm
on the other side. I'm a grandma now.
We'll probably try to bring him out. You are a grandma.
Yeah.
Old G-Ma Kate over here. Do they call you something else?
Well, he's almost 11 months, and he's going to be a big brother already. But my grandma name is Momo.
No, you just made that up yourself?
I did.
What? Nice.
It's like Mom, but extra.
Momo. What if they start calling you Mamo?
That's fine. As long as they call me something.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't imagine that point. Time flies by.
Amen.
It's going to be a tournament here before you know it.
Like a freight train. It's coming at us. Yeah. We still need volunteers. So that's a great way for
free
people
entry.
To get involved.
What benefits of volunteering? Go.
Benefits of volunteering. You get to hang out with us, and you get to see behind the scenes of a professional golf tournament as much as your little heart desires.
Enjoy being outside.
We have some great swag for volunteers, great prizes this year. We're enhancing the Country Financial Volunteer Headquarters. I'm going to keep a lot of that a secret, but we're enhancing it, and you get to play Panther Creek, a great golf course, in our volunteer outing in late July, 31st of July.
Nice.
Yeah. We ask people
to... I don't know if I've ever played Panther. Maybe one time.
I can make that happen for you.
Have you ever played it?
Why don't you sign up to volunteer? You got nothing going on.
I've thought about it. I'm just hoping that you just give me some VIP passes. I volunteer for those.
We can play. Let's make a deal. You know, the Rise group
They're coming. They're going to be on next Friday.
Awesome. They're a great group.
Yeah.
We got them involved. They're taking a committee on for us.
Good.
We really wanted to get some young professionals involved,
Cool.
and we thought that would be a great way. So they're going to actually be our manning our hospitality entrances, and
Nice.
we're going to put them in front of our sponsors and clients, and get them involved, and hopefully that's a long-term partnership.
Yeah, I went to my first Rise event at Bun Gourmet a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
it was packed.
Our Emily came to that. I don't think
I
I
saw her
qualify
there.
for
I didn't get to
professional.
chat to her. I didn't
Do
get
I?
to chat with her. I mean, you're looking pretty young over there, Kay.
Right.
I feel like a freaking 20-year-old, but I even questioned myself. I'm like, am I a young professional still? How old am I getting here?
I've never been one of those people that are concerned about, like, up until recently,
Really?
like wrinkles or whatever. And now I'm like, do I really look my age? I hope not,
Time flies by, man. I just said to Jessica last night, I'm like, it's scary how fast a year goes by.
Isn't it?
So fast. It's crazy.
So fast. I didn't realize that until, like I said, Jonah, my grandson, is almost a year old. He was born last year during Advance Week, which is in the tournament world, the week before the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in my life revolves around that.
I remember that.
And I said to
you
my
were born
son,
7 days before the tournament. I don't remember what day it was, but
I'm like, can we not? We know when tournament week is. We need to plan these things
accordingly.
right?
Does the next one have a better plan?
Yes, September.
Congratulations! I didn't
Thank
know
you.
that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're close.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
14 months apart. Yeah.
What is Irish twins? What's that? 12 or
I think technically, isn't it
less
12?
than a year? 12.
Less than a year, something like that. I don't know. They're pushing the envelope on that,
Yeah.
but doesn't matter. They'll be best pals.
Yeah. All of ours are close.
That's
be
awesome.
Good. It's a little stressful now, but it'll be good long term. Excited about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one more time. Tournament week.
June 26th through July 2nd.
Oh my gosh.
Please
look at these
visit
good
our
notes. What else do
website.
we need to mention? Is the terrace going on?
The Tito's Terrace is a
Tito's
place.
Terrace.
You're looking at my notes. Yes, I have
can't
to
see
carry
'em,
notes
but
because of my advanced
Yeah,
age.
you got so much stuff going on.
Yeah,
They were
we-
giving away all kinds of stuff. I think my team was over there for like an hour.
Yes, well, they
last
should
time.
come back because
They
Tito's will be back.
They came back with a ton of Tito's stuff.
Yeah, it's open to the public. It's on the back patio of the clubhouse. The Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois Birdie Club on 17 is a viewing area that's open to the public.
Nice.
Hero Hut is coming back. Our activation for military veterans.
Yeah, that was great.
So yeah, we have a call this week to finalize their details, but they'll be back with
Is the same
us.
food company doing that? For the Heroes Hut?
Yeah, we're still sorting out that.
Don't want to put anything out
There's
there
gonna
without
be-
knowing for sure.
I wish we could confirm things earlier, but it's just the nature of.
I get it.
It's not unique to this tournament, but it
Yeah.
seems like once the 30-day mark,
Everyone's like,
everybody's
I
like,
gotta get
we can
involved."
confirm it now. And, meanwhile, we're getting gray hair and lack of sleep worrying about things. But,
Yeah.
it all comes together. It takes a village, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and everything is on our website. In a couple days, our website will totally revamp and relaunch. Our friends
Really?
at LRS Web Solutions are helping us with a little bit of an upgrade to
Nice.
that, and so everything will be out there.
Perfect.
But yeah, volunteers. We need
Volunteers,
marshals.
Big one right now, huh?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Volunteers, get out there,
You
baby.
could do that.
Clip it,
The
put it. I'll just be yelling at everybody. Shut up!
Yeah, that's,
I need something to throw.
we need
water
our.
balloons.
Every time you go to a different tournament, their marshal paddle say something else. Like down at Savannah, they're said, "Y'all hush," because they're, it's the South.
That's
Like
funny.
we need something here. Like, what would Abe Lincoln say to people on the weekend? We need to find that out and create those.
Ask AI.
You guys need to sponsor it.
Ask AI. I'll ask AI. It'll tell you.
Okay.
Tell me how to be quiet in the words of Abraham Lincoln.
Foursquare. No.
It will do something like it. Will tell you, I bet. We'll do it before you leave.
Okay. After we play ping pong.
All right. We'll be better getting this ping pong game. All right, come out to the Memorial Health Championship presented by LRS. It is actually a really good time. She's not blowing smoke up your tube.
I need that on a T-shirt.
No, no, it's a lot of fun, man. Good weather, especially those VIP. It's worth it. What is it? What's the basic VIP?
Yeah, if you
There's
just
levels of VIP. Is
Well,
that what you said?
Yes. Do you? Yeah.
What-
An entry, like if you just need one ticket for one person, it's $150 per person per day. But like I said,
And that's the awesome viewing between 9 and 18.
lunch, snacks,
Drinks, adult
Drinks.
beverages, as you like to call them.
yes, adult beverages, non-adult beverages, whatever you want. You leave
Yeah.
your wallet at home. But we have different packages put together for businesses. You know, if they want to bring a group out one day, there's a package that has 6 in there. And it also gives them like their logo included on our electronic scoreboards and
Nice.
things like that. So we have a package that's really popular that's 4 passes per day. So I just, you know, it takes a lot of sponsors to help us put this thing together. It takes more than Memorial and LRS. They're making an investment in the community, and we just want everybody to come out and get behind it and help us blow this thing up. Get us on TV 2025.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out there with my shirt off 2025 before I get kicked out.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Depends how
might be
creative
worth
you are
it.
with your body paint, I suppose.
My body paint is a shirt. No, well, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Definitely get out there. I'll see you there. I'm gonna bring the kids out. Try to see how
Awesome.
they're acting. You know, sometimes they're not
Understood.
acting right. But
Been there, done that.
all right, everybody, appreciate it, and stay tuned to find out who won our ping pong game.
I can tell you who it is.
I don't know. You got your paddle this time. I'm kind of scared. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.